If you're an Xbox fan and you're watching this, what's your current thought process on how Xbox is doing, like their momentum and things like that? Because I feel like they have a lot of momentum, but stupidly, they do tend to shoot themselves in the foot here and there. But with that being said, I like the way that they're kind of doing more than just the status quo. Like there's a lot of companies out there that are doing the status quo, and that's fine for them, because let's just be real, Nintendo and Sony have an easier time selling stuff worldwide, and in most markets, they don't really have to go all out for whatever reasons. I guess their fans don't really hold them accountable, or really want the best, or be kept in the loop on what's coming. So the sparse announcements and limited games for a year aren't really much of a problem for, I think, most Sony fans, because they're like that Krusty the Clown Camp Krusty episode, where they hold that belief. Sony's coming out with good stuff, regardless of the fact that there's no evidence to really back that up at this particular point. Again, when we do see some of these different things, they kind of come out like that. It's just kind of weird. But Microsoft has managed to keep people kind of interested in Xbox, and you see that interest is starting to go up. The thing that really kind of boggles my mind is the fact that gamers are so quick to say, oh hey, Xbox is this or Xbox is that, but they're not really quick to kind of go buy an Xbox. Like, I think it's so weird to me that, as like, I'm mostly an Xbox fan, right? I'm not shy about admitting that. But I'll buy a PlayStation because, I don't want to miss out on the games that they do have that I'm interested in. Whereas when you look at games that come out for Xbox, I notice a lot of people seem to be interested in the Blade game, or Starfield, or Kojima's game, but they're not willing to buy it on Xbox. They're more concerned with trying to see if that stuff is going to come to, PlayStation or whatever, which I think is kind of silly at the end of the day, given that, they're first-party exclusive games. But, when you see stuff like this, for me personally anyway, I'm kind of looking at this and I'm going, Microsoft has things going in a very interesting way right now, and people are excited about it. So this was nice to see. Kojima's Overdose topped the TGA press coverage, according to fan census. As promised by host Jeff Keighley at the event, the Games Awards featured a lot of new announcements, 61, with Kojima's Overdose topping press coverage out of all the games showed, according to an analysis by fan census. While people were expecting Kojima to present the new Death Stranding 2 trailer, the revered game designer, known primarily for Metal Gear Solid franchise, surprised everyone by unveiling its other project, which he's making with Xbox Game Studios. So as you might recall, the first rumors emerged the first half of 2021, with insider Jeff Grubb revealing that the former Stadia exclusive would now be published by Microsoft and powered by its cloud gaming technology. Of course, people first learned about Project OD, or Overdose, in June of 2022 with a report from Tom Henderson. However, that report mentioned some actress named Margaret Qualley, but she hasn't been mentioned in the official leading cast. It will include Sophia Lillis, as well as Hunter Schafer. Again, so it doesn't really necessarily mean that she won't be featured in a non-leading capacity. Anyway, Kojima's Overdose is reportedly using Microsoft's cloud gaming technology to create a very unique, immersive, and totally new style of game, or rather a new form of media, according to the game designer. So at TGA 2023, Kojima announced his collaboration with horror film director Jordan Peele and teased other acclaimed storytellers, whom he refers to as the Avengers, that will be unveiled later. There's no release date for it yet, and chances are we might have to wait a few years. The rest of the top 10 list includes Arcane Lions' Marvel's Blade, Archetype Sci-Fi RPG Exodus, Capcom Monster Hunter World's Ninja Theories, Hellblade 2, Saber Interactive's Jurassic Park Survival, Sega's Jet Set Radio Crazy Taxi, and things like that. So yeah, nice to see that, Microsoft had on this top 10 list, they had a few different things on there to really kind of showcase, hey, we've got some cool stuff coming. I think, anytime you're looking at video games, like, I don't know, maybe this thing will suck, who knows, but I know that right now people are excited about it, and things that are different are few and far between in this gaming industry. So seeing that, this is something that Microsoft is kind of really up their alley. I'm excited to see how that kind of works out for everybody. You know, again, I think Microsoft still has a long way to go. I'm the first to admit that, to kind of win over certain people, but I do think that what we're seeing is that people are willing to sort of give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit, and at least be somewhat excited by this, you know. And that's, I think, what everybody kind of wants to see, you know, Microsoft back. I think it behooves us all to, you know, cheer on Microsoft to be more competitive and to go out there and do these types of things. Listen, I'm not saying that they're going to beat PlayStation in plastic sales or anything like that, but I am saying that it does make sense for them to have like all these great games announced, these awesome looking games, even unique looking games, and that could get people very excited about the future of the platform and things like that. So hopefully you guys feel the same way I do about this, because again, I think, like, I've been a big fan of like Metal Gear Solid for a long time. You know, Death Stranding I thought was okay, you know, for what it was, but something like this, definitely give it a try. It'll be like on Game Pass or what have you, so that's, I think, something that gives it kind of a leg up on something else. Like, people would probably be less willing to give this game a try on, you know, a platform where you had to spend a bunch of money on it, to be honest with you. So I do like this, the fact that we're starting to see that happen. And, you know, at the end of the day, I think things are kind of popping up for Microsoft in a really good way. So, you know, again, really nice to see people are talking about Xbox. Oh, they quietly won this or quietly did this. To me, like, that's kind of a redundant. Like, why would it have to be quietly? I think they out and out won, if there was such a thing, the Game Awards. Like, Sony showed some roguelike DLC or whatever, but at the end of the day, that does not, you know, do anything for me. And I'm a God of War fan. I'm a huge God of War fan. But guess what? I don't care about roguelikes, and I don't care about DLC for roguelike. You know, that seems to be the flavor of the month, but it's not really something that I'm interested in as a fan. It kind of bores me, as you can tell. You know, but I do hope that, you know, they come out with... I was hoping when I heard that there would be some kind of God of War stuff being worked on, sort of like it was originally explained, like a Miles Morales type game, or like a... the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima. So I thought, hey, cool, so it's going to be its own little thing, probably be like a 6-8 hour thing or whatever. But, you know, when you see this, and then you see that, hey, it's nothing like that. It's really more of a you know, just a roguelite thing. You know, it's sort of unfortunate. So you know, again, like I said, it's super interesting to see how all this stuff works out. I'm interested to see how everything changes with it, but it is nice to see that Microsoft go on the offensive for a change. How do you guys feel about that? Let me know. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crep Gamer 'em up. Thank you so much for watching. Crep Gamer out.